morning, everybody. Welcome to Week in Review. This is where we go through every week on the Dice Tower here. We put out quite a few videos. There's no way you can watch all of them. So what we do is we make this video and we tell you a little bit about each of those videos that we put up. And then if you want to watch the full video, you can click the links in the description. Let's get started.
Hey everybody, Zee Garcia here. So last week I did a comparison between Alhambra Mega Box Designer's Edition and the regular printing of it. It happens to be a German printing of it. So I put those two side by side, compared the look of the two, the new tile size for the bigger edition, just to give you an idea of what they look like. And then I also did a more in-depth series of 3 videos covering the designer's part of the Designer's Edition. That is new content created by guest designers for Alhambra. So I took a quick look at all of those and ranked them. There's 17 little modules. I gave them all a ranking, okay? I also did 2 standard reviews. I reviewed Calico, which I rate an 8 out of 10. I think it's a very thinky, attractive puzzle game. It's a very quiet game, very pensive. And while I found it very captivating, I think it is the kind of game that could lead to a lot of analysis paralysis. I don't want folks to go into it thinking it's a breezy, light game, because I think you're going to be sitting there just thinking, not really chatting around the table. Having said that, if you enjoy that kind of game, really well finalized. And then I reviewed with the rest of the guys Pandemic Legacy Season 0, which I rate a 10 out of 10. I think it's fantastic. I think it takes the best things from Season 1. A lot of great ideas from Season 2, mashes them together, good story, good theme, good continuity, and it just works beautifully. So that was it for me, everybody. I will see you on the next one.
Hey there, everybody. It's Mike DiLisio, and this week I reviewed the solo modes for 2 games. First, I reviewed the Zorro dice game. I really had significant problems with this game. I rated it a 3 out of 10. I felt like it was a game that is based around the Yahtzee mechanic where you roll dice and can re-roll twice, and that's fine, but there was really almost nothing else to the game. I felt like there were virtually no meaningful decisions to make. I felt like the solo mode had some significant issues in its actual design, and so I just really did not have a good experience with that one. I also reviewed Sovereign Skies, and this is a solo mode that I really enjoyed. I rated that an 8 out of 10. This is one of those games that delivers a large game experience in a very small package and in a short time frame. So I really enjoyed Sovereign Skies. Check that one out. That's it for me this week. Let's keep it moving.
Hi everyone, this week we reviewed Crystal Mosaic. This expansion is great bang for your buck. You get the multiple overlays that you can use, but you also get 2 new great expansion boards to try out. We gave it an 8.5.
This is Roy Cannaday, and this week I took a look at Pandemic Legacy Season 0 with the guys. We had a joint video where all 4 of us reviewed it together, and I give that an 8.5. Definitely an excellent game and an awesome Legacy experience, especially if you enjoy Pandemic. And then also I looked at Color It as well, which is a kids game where you actually coloring a little piece of paper with different art on it is actually part of the game itself. So an interesting game where you're rolling dice and coloring, and it's cool to be able to play a game and color at the same time with your kids. Also make sure to check out the review for that below. I think that I rated that a 7. And then also make sure to check out Favorite Game Friday, where we have contributors from all around the world. Always a good time. So thanks so much.
Hello everyone, this is Graeme, and this week I looked at 3 games. The first was Dynamite the game. This is a take on an Uno style game. It actually has a theme that works quite well, as there is a mini game about an exploding pile of cards during the game. The game is full of take that. Make someone take 2 cards, or discard 2 cards, switch seats, switch hands, etc. Your goal is to either get rid of all the cards in your hand or spell out the word dynamite with the cards in your hand. Unfortunately, this game is essentially things I just don't like in games. Take that and player elimination. But if you know someone who does enjoy Uno style games, this might be one that they enjoy, but it just wasn't for me, and I gave it a 5.5. The second game is called Troia, a 2-player tug-of-war game where you're making offerings to Greek deities. The deities will grant you a special action to do during your round, while also allowing you to move a hero on the battlefield. But whenever you make an offering to a deity, you make it more expensive for you and cheaper for your opponent to use the same ability in subsequent rounds. So you have to be really careful of what abilities you're giving your opponent. I thought the idea of the deities was very interesting. Each of when you make an offering, you can move the matching hero, but the heroes are on different sides of the same standees. So if you move a hero that belongs to Zeus, it could be the Poseidon hero on my side. It's lots of trying to figure out the best deities to move, but being constrained by the cards in your hand made this one an enjoyable 2-player tug-of-war game with some randomness through the card draws. I enjoyed my plays of it and gave it a 7.
Hi everybody, I'm Starla.
I'm it.
And we are
Our Fan Plays Games. Yeah.
And this week we reviewed Thebes. Now in Thebes, you're an archaeologist. And you're going on expeditions to the ancient cities to find artifacts. And once you find those artifacts, you do your digs, you get a chance to use those and have exhibits. And those exhibits give you points, and there are other ways in the game to get points. And this is a wonderful game for a family of up to 4. It does 2 to 4 players.
Now, you also, while you're in Europe, your archaeologist goes around and get knowledge, so you'll have the chance to, get knowledge so you can do some longer digs in the excavations.
Yes.
So that's really, really cool. But there's one thing that really sets this game apart from a whole lot of others. The time management mechanic, where you have to use time as almost your currency.
It is.
And also time kind of holds you back from doing your, doing your turns. So it's a really cool game, and we really like it. So we're giving this game a 8 from 1 to 10, an 8. So guys, take a look at our review, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.
All right, and finally from me, Aunt Agatha's Attic, which is a speed trading game in which you're fighting over the goods that you found in Aunt Agatha's Attic, which is supposed to be fun and light and silly, and I would have liked it more, but there was a couple major flaws I found with the game. Meow. This one I did not really care for myself, but my kids really enjoyed it. So definitely a good kids game based on the Maui style games that have existed where rules are constantly changing. Shaolia, this is a game that I think works best with 2 players, but a nice little dice rolling card building game. I took a look at the new Funkoverse stuff, the new Wonder Woman / Cheetah expansion, and the Game of Thrones stuff, so you can check out those. I mean, more Funkoverse stuff, always good. Rose Ceremony, a very, very light game about giving other people roses. This is essentially a new version of Cockroach Poker, which I thought worked pretty well. Medieval Realms. This is a game in which you are building up a tableau of cards in front of you by simultaneously deciding what resources you're going to gather each turn. It's a small game in a big box, but it's pretty good despite the boring name. Undaunted Normandy. I really like this game, although I'm still wrapping my mind around how it plays. It's a deck-building war game from World War II, squad level, and it's you'll just have to watch the review. It just has a very unique feel to it. I took a look at Barbarians, The Invasion, 2nd edition. Glorious production, other than the rule book. Great, neat Euro game. Doesn't look like a Euro game at all, but there's a lot of cool ideas in it. Aqua Mirabilis, another Euro-style game about making perfumes. I really like the theme of this one. It had a lot of interesting ideas. Worker placement style game. I took a look at the expansion for Smartphone Incorporated. I really like Smartphone Incorporated. It's a Dice Tower Essential game, and the expansion adds some cool things, especially if you have 2 or 3 players. Then we took a look, all 4 of us here at the Dice Tower Studios, at Pandemic Legacy Season 0. Amazing. Absolutely incredible. 3rd in this series and possibly the best. We'll have to wait and see as time will tell on that. And then I did an app review today. I did one of a board game that's not actually a board game. It's only a board game on the iPad, and that's Slay the Spire, and that's absolutely amazing. My favorite app board game thing I've ever played on the iPad. I did a few other apps that I just played, from What's Happening, Aeon's End, Baseball Highlights. I did a video since we finished Pandemic Legacy Season 0. I did a video where I compared all the different Legacy games that I've played, all 14 of them. I continued my series 10,000 and below as we continue our depths of Board Game Geek ratings, looking at low-rated games. We put up another one of our werewolf games, really fun. If you've not watched one of those and you're wondering what the fuss about werewolf is, this game will give you a good idea on that. We did crowd surfing, where we took a look at different Kickstarter games that are in Kickstarter right now. And this was the final week of all of our daily chats. So if you missed those, go back and check those out. Alrighty, well, that's it, folks. I appreciate you watching another Week in Review. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching Week in Review on the Dice Tower.